Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I do just want to ask you guys to hit that like button. It does help the channel grow immensely, and of course, I always do greatly appreciate it. So with that being said, I just want to ask, how is everybody's day or night going? I'd love to hear from you guys. Comment down below how your day is going. We have been really kind of just watching the market slowly here and there. I've just been kind of recovering from being sick, and we are almost back to normal, but just, slightly fatigued still. But for the most part, we are back in it. We are, definitely looking at a few things and watching a few things. And we have some exciting things to talk about today in terms of XRP and also most of this market. So let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So first off, let's talk about Bitcoin. So I have been addressing a few targets on Bitcoin, roughly that 28K zone to actually kind of be held. We have also been talking about, Bitcoin dominance and how most altcoins will take a back seat and actually even hit some lower, points in terms of price, as we do kind of just range on in a sideways fashion. As you guys do see that we have been doing on the 1 month span. This will ultimately have to break out in some point in way. It could break to the upside or downside. In my opinion, it's going to break to the upside, and the reason why I say that is we have been holding the 28K line for a while, and that 28K line goes all the way back to the summer of 2021. So to me, I foresee us around our bottoming point, and I've been saying that for the, last couple days now, because it just seems to me that this entire market is extremely uncertain, and we're seeing a massive amount of fear continuing to build up on even crypto Twitter. So to me, I think everybody is expecting one thing, while we'll most likely get the opposite of that, which, everyone's expecting a crash still, and we're most likely going to see a major relief rally. So with that in mind, let's move on and let's talk about a few things. So first off, regulation. So shout out to Kevin Cage here, but we do see regulated markets bring in way more capital. Hurry up, regulations, open the floodgates. And yes, as though, although we are making a ton of money in terms of like an unregulated market, right? Once we do see regulations ushered in, the amount of money that we're actually going to be making is going to be astronomical. I think that a lot of people think that regulations will stifle gains in crypto, but that's not the case at all. We will actually see a lot more money trickling in. And in fact, I think the best way to put this is what Kevin O'Leary said. We actually just hear Bitcoin is only the opening act. We are talking trillions and trillions. This is why I will never stop buying the dips. I know how this story ends. My gut told me in 2013. Now I just know. Once the regulations are in place, the real opportunity will be passed. And listen closely to this. This is pretty significant.
This asset to be a part of the real investment world is to get it regulated. Any of these assets, pick one. I personally would like to see stablecoins regulated first because it's easier to do that. But whatever happens, we need regulation, because then here's why this works. So you want to have a 1% weighting in a $100 billion fund. A fund like that would have no more than 20% in any one of the 11 sectors of the S&P and no more than 5% weighting in any one stock or bond. That is a classic diversification strategy for long sovereign wealth, where trillions and trillions of dollars live every day. And so they would like to have 1 to 3% in Bitcoin. It's the one they want to start with. It's the granddaddy crypto. It's the one that's the biggest opportunity, and the one that, frankly, the managers understand, because it's been in front of everybody since the beginning of cryptocurrencies. If we get that regulated, they'll start putting on 50 to 100 basis point weightings. And then what you'll see happen, besides increased demand, you'll see less volatility, because when you have a 1% allocation, it sells down, you buy back to 1% by market close. And of course, crypto is 24/7. So they'll buy it back up to 1%. If it exceeds, if it jumps and doubles in price, they'll sell it back down. But they are the market. They are the bid forever. And everybody else benefits from the fact that the stability and the volatility is reduced dramatically, and the price will be significantly higher over time if, Mooch is right. And this is a property, they'll allocate it like they do real estate. And they could, in the context of crypto, go up to 20%. And I personally believe that crypto in the next decade will become the 12th sector of the S&P. because it is so strong a potential for reduction in fees, transparency, auditability, and just better financial services globally, that it'll make its way there. But it can't happen until somebody starts to regulate it. Now, good news, we've got the Loomis bill, we have the Haggerty bill, we've got the Toomey bill, we've got bipartisan effort. I think all three of us have been to the Hill multiple times to talk to these senators, to talk about, give us the code, regulate it, and then, when that happens, Katie, bar the doors. Watch what happens. I think it's that simple.
I have a few thoughts here.
And honestly, that is exactly what we are waiting for. We are waiting for the floodgates to open, because this is trillions and trillions of dollars that are locked outside of this market, just waiting to buy in. But again, like I've always said, regulatory uncertainty is holding them back. Once we do see regulations ushered in, that is where the true potential gets unlocked in terms of crypto. Now, talking about Ripple and talking about Ripple companies and partnerships and things like that, let's go check out this, right? So Tran Glo, see how South Koreans, leading remittance firm, Cross ENF, achieved 5,000% growth in the first 2 months with us. Now, this is actually pretty significant because it mentions a few things that I find very, very interesting compared to what we've seen with Ripple in terms of, what Ripple is, trying to do with RippleNet, combining the potential with XRP as well. So we do see a few things. So first off, they're talking about, Cross, it was launched in 2019 to tap into the rising popularity of digital remittances among the migrant population. In just 2 years, the app garnered over 30,000 monthly active users, processing $200 million in remittances. But we also just, really want to see the challenge here. The challenge is just, cross-border payments and things like that. They're expensive. There's, many issues with them, as we are already aware of. And we do see the Tran Glo solution. So this is where I want to talk to you guys a little bit about just to kind of compare and contrast what we've, seen with RippleNet with XRP and what we are basically seeing here. So Cross ENF first approached us in January 2019, setting its sights on the Philippine corridor. However, the company understood that it needed the flexibility to expand to other corridors. Enter Tran Glo Connect with a single connection with a simple integration to 24 countries and corridors. Cross ENF could immediately start providing services where they won it while paving the way for future plans. But the biggest advantage lies with Tran Glo Connect's flexible funding model and smart settlement. As both pre-funding and settlement were done in one place here at Tran Glo, Cross ENF were able to secure its cash flow, freeing up working capital. This is huge. And I want you guys to understand, freeing up working capital, that is something that we've heard multiple times before from Ripple, utilizing, again, XRP. XRP frees up working capital. Interesting. Allowed the company to focus on customer engagement and supplementary services, closing more sales. Its marketing team also received reports on data and trend analytics through complementary marketing support, further enhancing the efficacy of its promotional campaigns. And we do see the growth here, experienced 5,000% growth in transactions to Philippine corridor. Now it sees a steady annual transaction growth of about 30% that allows it to close in on its annual target of $500 million in remittances. So this is pretty significant. And this is, again, Tran Glo is a company that Ripple holds 60% stake in. And we do know that Tran Glo has been working with Ripple closely. Tran Glo is also a massive giant. I always talk to you guys about Tran Glo, similar to even a few other companies like Finastra and things like that. So I think that this is great. And again, a few of these quotes in here definitely kind of plays into the idea that, Tran Glo is definitely utilizing a solution within Ripple, possibly even with XRP. It is possible. But I thought that was pretty significant to mention as well. Now, also, in case you missed it, Ripple customer Sabi has inked a MOU with HSBC in order to create real-time payments in Saudi Arabia. It's actually pretty significant. So we do see our Ripple client, Sabi, plans to expand business with help from the UK banking giant. We do see down here, So Ripple customer Sab, Saudi British Bank, has inked a memo of understanding with UK banking giant HSBC in order to create real-time payments and new forex services to expand its business in Saudi Arabia, according to the press release. And we actually do see down here, shout out to Wrath of Kahneman, but we do see down here the bank's chief executive stated that the collaboration with HSBC it provides them with a unique chance to start using state-of-the-art payment tech for his bank in Saudi Arabia. Sab has been a client of Ripple since late May 2019, when the San Francisco-based fintech giant set up an on-demand liquidity corridor from Saudi Arabia to India. Back then, Sab had merged with Saudi Halandi Bank and has a low share at the local remittance market since the majority of its customers used some third-party companies for those. This pushed the bank to start leveraging Ripple's technology for remittances. And again, here's new opportunities for SAP and HSBC. Now there is a surge in foreign currency transactions in the kingdoms of Saudi Arabia. Remittances from expatriates from other countries sent to the kingdom reached the highest peak since 2015. Along with this peak, the value of cash transfers made to Saudi Arabia rose by nearly 35% in 2021. As for HSBC, the collaboration with SAB is important so that this enables HSBC to gain more customers in the Middle East and manage their wealth, for them, as well as ensure seamless remittances for them, according to Nuno Matos, the bank's chief of wealth and personal banking. So this is also pretty significant. Again, no real mention of Ripple, instead of just the idea of leveraging their technology and things like that in terms of their on-demand liquidity corridors. But this is pretty significant. Again, a lot of these are just major partners that are again expanding businesses or business partnerships around the world. So we are seeing almost a global takeover in terms of their partnerships, which will most likely lead us all the way back to Ripple at the end of the day anyways, once we do see, again, regulations. Because once these regulations are put in place, almost all of this, again, ties together. Now, I do want to mention to you guys two final things, and that's this. Basel Institute on Governance, May 2022. Ripple highlighted as a case study in CBDC with the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan. So we actually did see this. This is, of course, at CBDC, but we do see working paper 38, cryptocurrencies in Asia and beyond, law, regulation, and enforcement. We actually do see over here, case study 4, Bhutan's new central bank digital currency. And they're actually mentioning Ripple Labs as well. It's Royal Monetary Authority announced in September 2021 that was collaborating with the US-based company Ripple Labs to create a national digital currency, the digital Nagultrum. One of the goals is that easier, faster, and more affordable payments, both domestically and internationally, will help to reach a financial inclusion of 85% of the population by 2023. Right now, thousands of Bhutanese citizens do not have access to savings account or credit cards. This is also pretty significant. I mean, this really kind of shows you guys exactly, where we basically are in terms of CBDCs. These are case studies that will be utilized, in terms of adopting CBDCs or adopting, some sort of ledger-based network to issue CBDCs, which again, Ripple definitely shines the brightest here in terms of an XRP ledger, if you will. So to me, I think that this is great. I think that this is awesome to see. And also, shout out to Matthew Lin, L-I-N-Y. I really don't know how to pronounce his name on Twitter, but shout out to him because I also have another tweet from him, and this is talking about ISO20022 standards, and they're saying that they could be implemented at any time. And I've always mentioned this, right? So everybody was actually, there was somebody that mentioned to me on Twitter saying, ISO 222 got pushed back a little bit, it got delayed. I want you guys to understand that any sort of date that you see within ISO 222, it doesn't really matter at all. These schedules are just dates that they really kind of just push out that are almost ETAs, if you will. But we actually do see here the clearinghouse stays on schedule for ISO 222 implementation in November 2023. But then we also see over here the Fed to delay ISO 222 implementation until 2025. This was that delay. But in my opinion, right, when we look at all of these dates around these ISO 222 timelines and things like that, I think that these could happen at any time. I think that these could happen overnight, if you will. I'm not really concerned about specific dates around this because at the end of the day, when we look at things happening within inflation and the current economic structure of the U.S. economy, we are going to have to adopt new payment messaging formats because we are still going to have to adopt a new payment system. We have to move away from the legacy system because we are too far gone, essentially, in terms of inflationary times. Inflation has basically become too big to really kind of take care of. And we've seen this from Jerome Powell himself. He basically said it's out of control. Of course, they're trying to keep it under wraps a little bit, but he did say, if we need to bring in a recession in order to combat, inflation, then we will. And to me, that really kind of just tells us, listen, this is exactly where we are headed. And that's why we also do see the idea of, one, a collapse of the current economic structure, aka the current financial infrastructure, to usher in the new payment system. That new payment system will be built within the ISO20022 standards. ISO20022 doesn't really mean too much for a lot of these tokens. I think that a lot of people kind of confuse ISO 222, being something so much bigger than what it actually is. All it is just a messaging format, but it does open the doors for a lot of, new payment infrastructure and tools to be unlocked. And I think that that's where we really are headed to. But with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.